This is a fun business to be in.
It's so fun. And everything you see is so different. Even though it's like a fix and flip, maybe single family home, every deal is different in their own,
Yeah.
which is really cool. So you're never getting a deal that's exactly the same every day.
What's up, everyone? It's Kevin Amos, Pine Financial Group. We work together so you succeed. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. If you like what you see, I know you will. You're going to hit like, hit subscribe, help us build a channel so we can help more real estate investors just like you. We're back with another Meet the Team. One of our newest members of our team is Delaney Bookout. I'm so excited for our viewers to get to know you a little bit better. How you doing, Delaney?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now we have an interesting history, which I'm sure we're going to get into here. But before that, I want to know a little bit more about you, maybe on the personal side. We're going to get to the fine financial stuff in a little bit, but tell us, who is Delaney Bookout?
Well, I was born and raised in Colorado, which is pretty cool because a lot of people move here and enjoy living here. And I get to say that I've lived here my whole life. So I love that. My family were born and raised here too, which is pretty cool. And I'm really close with them. We spend a lot of time together, which is really great. And then on my free time, I love to ride my horse and be outside in nature, go on a hike. And then I just recently picked up doing jujitsu.
Okay, so you said you liked hiking, and I knew that about you because you and I did our first 14er together. And I actually wrote an article about that. I was so amazed at that struggle that we all had, but especially you because you weren't feeling so well. Do you remember that?
I do. I remember it because like that morning I like didn't feel great, but it was, we woke up early to get over to the mountains. So I thought maybe it was just waking up early. And then we got there and we got hiking and I felt awful. And I remember my mom found a cough drop that was still wrapped on the trail of the
Oh
mountain.
yeah.
And she picked it up for me and she's like, "Is it a bad mom if I give this to you?" And I was like, "No, I need it." And then I got home and I ended up having strep throat.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That was crazy. But the hike was just like, I don't know. I feel like it taught me that like if I could do it sick and I was feeling awful and I could still work through it and get to the top, then I could do it
Yeah,
anytime.
we've done a couple together, and I remember, was it the next one or maybe one a little bit later that you and one of your friends just like basically ran up the thing and were
Yeah.
just kind of chilling at the top waiting
Yeah.
for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah. It was a very different experience, but it was kind of nice because the first one made me feel a little bit bad. I was a little bit down on myself, like, gosh, that was such a struggle and it was so hard for me. So having that second one where I was like, wow, this was really great and I really enjoyed it, that made it a whole lot better.
Yeah, so that's something I share with you and your family, the hiking thing.
Yeah.
So you recently graduated from college.
Yes.
Tell us about that. What'd you study? What'd you learn? And where are you headed?
So I studied international business, which I really enjoyed because it gave me all of my finance classes and all my great business classes. But then it also gave me like foreign policy and diplomacy in those classes, which I really loved taking and loved learning about. So that was really great. I feel like it gave me everything that I needed, whether I went into an actual international business, international relations type role, or if I went strictly into business or real estate, because I just had such a great mix of all of these classes. So that was really nice. And the college I went to was great. They were just able to give us so much before graduating that it really prepared me for all of these real world experiences. So I appreciate that so much. But yeah, and I always thought I'd go into real estate. I was never sure which path I would take exactly. So it's been great to be here because I feel like I've already learned so much. So that's been really amazing.
Yeah, so your dad and I are like very, very good friends, like best friends.
Hmm.
And he is a real estate developer. He's actually a client of Pine as well. But he builds luxury custom homes.
Hmm.
So he asked, like, how can I help you, or how can the Pine team help you, knowing that you want to get into real estate? So we brought you on, like, let's teach you the finance side. So tell us, how long have you worked with Pine? What's your role? And maybe what have you learned so far? I know that's kind of a lot, those three questions there, but when did you start? What do you do? And what have you learned?
Well, I started end of last February, so almost a year now, but I started part time until I graduated. And then I moved full time, which I think was in the beginning of June. So right now I'm a loan processor, which means that when we have borrowers come in and they want to procure a loan from us, we have to make sure that they have everything that we need for our underwriting process. So that's going to be their taxes, their bank statements, making sure their credit is up to par. They have, if they're using an entity, they have all of their entity documents. So we have to go through all of those things. We title for them, we get insurance for them. So that's kind of the basic stuff of what I do day to day.
So very much client facing.
Yes.
You talk to our clients basically all day long.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
what have you learned about real estate or maybe just this business since you've been here?
I feel like I've learned so much, and I feel like sometimes I forget how much I've learned until people ask me about it. And they'll say, "Oh, where do you work? And what do you do? And what's it like?" And so then I'll tell them about it. And then like talking about it makes me realize like, wow, I've really learned a lot since I've been here, which is great. But just so much about different properties, whether it's like single family homes or multi-units or commercial or construction. I think obviously because I'm very client facing, learning about like insurance and title and everything that like we need for that. I always find it so interesting because they're tiny little things that change. And if something changes, it may be the totally wrong type of insurance that you have, or little things in title that you don't expect to matter so much, but can make or break a deal. So learning about those things have been really cool because it's something I just didn't ever think about.
You work closely with Jared, and Jared's most people know he's an attorney. And when you
Mhm.
say title, I'm like, dude, sometimes I get confused on that stuff. So it's like, hey, Jared, help me. What is this?
Yeah. And so that's been really great because Jared's been able to kind of sit down with me and give me a little bit of time to like run me through these things like, hey, when you see this, we can't have that. And so that's been really nice. So I feel like now I'm starting to learn things where it's like, okay, I can catch something. So then I can bring it to Tony or to Jared and say, hey, what do you guys think about this? I think it looks strange. So that's been really cool because, I feel like with my dad being in development, I knew about like kind of like the rehab on houses and the fix and flips and the stuff you got to do. And so like I kind of had a basic knowledge for all of that stuff, but being able to learn this stuff has been really cool.
Yeah, the financing side is where the deal structure is. I say that frequently, and not all fix and flippers understand that. Not all real estate agents, not all lenders understand that. But we're very creative here, so we get to see all kinds of different structures and deals, and sometimes help our clients with those structures. So I agree. This is a fun business to be in.
It's so fun. And everything you see is so different. Even though it's like a fix and flip, maybe single family home, every deal is different in their own, which is really cool. So you're never getting a deal that's exactly the same every day.
It's always challenges that we need to overcome to help our clients get to the closing table. That's really the ultimate goal. We're here to help make millionaires. We want to help people make money. And that means you have to close. So that's our goal.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us about maybe something that our clients could do if they are working with you. You are so client forward. Tell us something that they could do to help you do your job. What would make your job easier?
Well, I mean, I think our clients, especially the clients we've had for such a long time, are so great. And one of the things that I find makes my job the easiest is obviously when they send us the stuff that we need as quickly as possible. That's always great. But if they can't do that, I think the best way to help us is just to be communicative and to update us because sometimes they don't have things or it's not ready yet. And so if they could just at least let us know, hey, we're working on this, we'll have this over to you by the end of the week or by the end of the day or whatever that may be, it just makes it easier for us. So then at least we're all on the same page. So then we can help them as much as possible and get these things compiled for them so that they can close as soon as we can. So that
communication's key.
Yeah.
We all have the same goal. We're working on this together.
Right.
We can't do it alone. We need the support of our client and they need the support of us. And that's what makes the team.
Yeah.
Cool. So tell us right before, I know we're running a little long here, so we're going to wrap this up, Delaney, but tell us something that maybe we don't know about you. Anything closing thought or anything that we should know?
I don't think there's anything that you don't know about me. I feel like I kind of told you at the beginning everything that like I do that I enjoy to do.
It's like almost like a little dream come true for me. I met you when you were still crawling.
Right.
And Because just to watch you grow, because I've been so close with your family all these years, and then to try to take you under our wing and mentor and help you. And what we're getting out of this, Delaney, is far more than I ever expected. Like, you are doing so well in this business. You can tell that you really care. And I'm sure the clients see that when you talk to them. So I just want to share with you that I really appreciate everything that you do for Pine. We love you. And thank you so much for jumping on the channel with us.
Thank you.
All right. If you haven't yet, hit like, hit subscribe, share it with a friend, help us build the channel. And I hope you make this day a great one and 2025 a great 2025. Thanks.